What's up, everybody? Back for another Honkai Star Rail video. In this video, we are going to talk about the controversial issues with 3.4. Now, I don't have a huge problem with this, right? My issue is mostly with some parts of the Firefly skin, right? But I'm not too, bent out of shape about it. I mean, if it was a character I really liked, I guess I could see the outrage for it, right? And then we're also talking about the Archer light cone stuff, which I'm going to summon enough myself to where I'll get it for free no matter what, so I'm kind of happy they did it, but a lot of players are calling it predatory, like, oh, it's crazy FOMO, you're forcing players to summon, which, well, I'll go over my opinions on that in a moment. As always, let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think, what's your thoughts on the Firefly skin? Do you agree that's predatory with the Archer Light Cone stuff? Let me know, and let's start the video because I am going to be yapping. So, first things first, this is the Firefly skin. Now, it's not insanely different from her base skin, right? Still has the same, like, aesthetic. She has, like, the skirt on and everything, right? It does fit the character, though, right? Now, what I like in skins is either it just looks completely badass, right? Because that's just how I am. I just like cool things, right? Like, can you blame me, right? If it's completely badass or if it's the character's theme, right? Now, a good example of this is in ZZ, Ellen Joe got her like school outfit, right? Which is an outfit we literally saw her in a trailer, right? So that's fair, right? I think some of the other ZZ outfits are just recolors, and recolors are weird. I feel like if you charge full price for a recolor, it's like not great. When I think of a skin, I think of a completely different outfit, right? Which this would fit, right? It's close, but it fits, right? And it fits the character. So I think that's a W. However, my grievances and most people's grievances is, well, some people call this, what's a word I can do without insulting people? Bait. Because people like this aesthetic of character, the whole schoolgirl thing. I'm not gonna go over that. It's weird. I don't really think that's too much of an issue. But the issue that I have, and I'm like, they're charging you money for this, is the difference between Sam's outfit. Now, Firefly is cool and all, great character, but you actually play as Sam, right? Which, to be honest, is just her like mech, right? But that's what you're gonna see most of the time you use Firefly, right? Unless you just completely run around the entire map as Firefly, you're gonna see Sam. And Sam's differences is, good lord, what am I looking at? Firefly really got a new outfit and said, let's have Sam's sides be green and call it a day. And that's it. They expect you to pay money for this. Now, I'm gonna buy it, right? Because I'm a YouTuber and FOMO is crazy, right? I don't think I'm too much of like a, I don't really care too much about FOMO. I more so care about having the character when they come out so I can do videos on it, right? And stay informed through using the character myself. And obviously I'm going to do a video on this, right? So I'm pretty much just going to like locked in on getting all the skins. It is what it is, right? We love content, right? Now, if it was a game I didn't do content on, there would be no way on God's green earth I would buy this. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I think Firefly's cool. I have her E1. Cool character. Cool attacks, right? Falling off a little bit, right? But running around as the main skin, being the skin you just run around the overworld with and not actually use, kind of hurts. And this being the difference is insane to me. Hoyo, what are we doing, bro? Like, did you just forget that you actually play as Sam in combat or what? Like, I'm hoping it looks a little bit different in game, right? This is like one of the only screenshots I could find of the outfit, but bro, no, like, what are we doing? They expect you to buy, like, what was it? Isn't it like the $30 pack? I believe you have to buy for this. I can't remember the exact price of it. I'm not even like, it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. So they could say here $10 for the skin, and I'd still go, I don't know, man. I don't know, Hoyo. I don't really know. I don't know if I want to spend $10 on this. It's not great. I'm not gonna lie. It's not great at whatsoever. Now, if you're a huge Firefly fan, you're probably gonna get it anyway, right? Which, more power to you. But I feel like most people can admit that this is just not great. Like, it's just not a great skin at all. Hopefully they don't fumble. Like March has a good skin. It completely changes her outfit, right? It's still like the whole like color aesthetic to it, but it's a different outfit, right? And that one was free. This one is money. You're spending money for this. Probably like at least a $30 pack, right? I'm assuming. right? Because I'm pretty sure it's discounted to be like 1,980. I believe that's what it is in um, Genshin, maybe. Someone will probably put the comment with the price or something in the comments because I just can't remember. I was just too flabbergasted when I saw this was the design. I was like, all right, well, jeez. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are on this costume. It hurts to look at. I'm gonna click off of it. Oh my lord. Anyway, Archer, right? So Archer is free, and you can get Archer's light cone in parentheses, free quotations, all that funny stuff, right? Now it is free, right? Most people have been saving for a while because they want to summon for Fate or Phanon, right? So this is probably the best time to make this a free light cone. However, it is only for 3.4, right? Even though Fate lasts a lot longer than that, right? Which people are a bit upset about. Now, I think if they made it the entire, like 3 patches, 2 patches, however long it is, I think it's like 3 patches, right? I think everybody would get it for free. And I don't think they wanted exactly to give away the icon for free that way. So I can see why they did that. But I feel like most people will get it, right? I feel like if you aren't able to get it, you probably weren't going to go for it in the first place, right? Or at least you're trying to get very lucky. At least that's how my view on it is. It's mostly just a way to, you know, help people get more of the characters and not experience FOMO, which brings more people to have FOMO because you don't actually get enough pulls in the patch. Now it is 200 premium banner pulls. Standard banner pulls do not count yet. Summon on the premium banner. Now if it's Saber, her light cone, Phanon, a rerun, it works, right? But it's 200 pulls. From what I saw from the J calculations, now a bunch of them are different. Free to plays without the battle pass or the express supply login pass will get 80-ish to 90-ish pulls, right? So let's just say you'll probably have like 100 pulls as a free to play because you're probably not going in with 0 jades. At least I'd hope you're not, right? So you get about half, right? I believe if you buy the pass and whatnot, you're closer to like 110-ish, 115-ish, right? From what I've seen, right? Which isn't like too terribly much more, right? But it is a decent amount. So if you are a light spender and then have some older content to grab, you're probably good to go, right? Now, this really just benefits me because I was going to go for Saber, her light cone, Phanon, and Phanon's light cone, which should be more than enough to get 200 pulls. If I somehow get lucky enough, I'll just go for like other stuff, right? But I feel like most players, this is a W. But the second you put a way to get a free light cone in front of players and they realize they can't get it, they will get upset, right? Like I said, I feel like most players who are going to go for Archer's light cone, we're already going to have enough pulls for this regardless, right? I feel like most players who are upset, unfortunately, I'm not going to say that everybody, I feel like you weren't going to get it and you just happened to see it and you're like, oh, well, if I would have known, I would have saved a bit more, right? Which, to be fair, yeah, but like they can't, they can't just be like, yeah, we're going to do this for free. It's kind of just when it comes around to create hype, right? Is it scummy? Kinda, because it's gonna get some people to spend just so they get the light cone, right? Which, to be fair, sure, right? But I feel like people are blowing it up way out of proportion. The light cone isn't even that crazy. I believe the effect is you get crit rate, and then if you have more skill points than the base skill points, you get like attack, and then I believe it's like when you use skill, you get attack or something like that. It's just attack, part of the passive that only works with Archer and Sparkle, with more attack and then some crit rate, right? It's not the end of the world. There's a crit rate hunt light cone for free. You can use, any other hunt premium light cone like Zayle's is also pretty solid. It gets speed, all that stuff, right? The light cone isn't even that crazy. But FOMO is hitting people like a truck and think this is the end times, right? I'm just saying, if you saved, you probably have enough to get this for free, and you're probably happy as hell because now you don't have to worry about anything Archer-wise. You can just go for Saber, Phanon, whoever you're summoning for, right? But the players who don't have enough are salty because they, quote-unquote, like didn't know any better. It's like we've known about Fate for like a year now, and we know that they have been, they drip marketed them a while ago. You had plenty of time to get near like a ton of pulls, right? Because 200 pulls is what even if we just do like, let's just say what is actually, let me pull up mine. what is my like average, right? Because I'm pretty unlucky, right? My average pity is 67, right? You need 200 pulls. That means, um, well, I guess my average actual, because it's like I've gotten lucky a lot. I normally pull them around 70, right? So that would mean I would have to go for 3 characters in this update, right? And if you knew Fate was coming, we didn't know Fate was going to be, multiple updates until rather recently. So if you were a Fate enjoyer saving for Fate and you knew Archer and Saber were coming, or well, I think we knew Archer, and then we found out Saber a little bit later. To be fair, right? But you probably think, maybe 1 or 2 characters. You would have been saving at least, if you lost 50-50, like 140, like 150 pulls, just to be safe, right? Just in case you have to go to, close to hard pity, and then you lose 50-50 and you have to save. So I feel like if you were a huge Fate fan, you probably already had around 200-ish pulls saved anyway. Obviously everyone's different. If you got baited into summoning, it is what it is, right? But I feel like most Fate fans saved enough to where they would, you know, have enough for this anyway. So I feel like it's mostly just for them, right? It's mostly just for the people who are excited about Fate or the spenders, right? Like at the end of the day, it is a spending event. They want to get people to spend money. That's just how it is, right? But I overall think this is a W and people are blowing it out of proportion. Unfortunately, though, if you are free to play, I don't think you're going to be able to get it, especially if you're starting this patch with 0 Jades. Now, most people have not beaten every event, have not gotten every achievement. They still have Divergent Universe, whatnot. So if you're going into the patch with a little bit of pulls, there is still hope for you. Just you might have to grab some chests. You might have to do some Divergent Universe, old Simulated Universe stuff. There probably is a good amount of Jades. We have almost half covered in this patch. So just, grind out as much as you can, get as far as you can with MOC, and if you're close and you have to swipe a little bit, it is what it is at the end of the day. Don't swipe if you don't have to, but we at least have a good chunk of it from this update, right? Now, that'll be it for me, right? I've pretty much given my stance on this Archer light cone stuff and the Firefly skin stuff. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.